Anyway, Sarah, what's going on? What's the word?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the real big news was that the Fed went to Jackson Hole for their symposium. And
That's it.
so,
Cool. Good for you. Go to Jackson Hole, you bastards. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
everyone was kind of on, like, I won't say pins and needles, but everyone was really kind of waiting to see how Jerome Powell would come back with his speech or his little talk that he had on Friday, which ended up being just 8 minutes long. But everyone was really excited to kind of hear where the Fed was at, to kind of get a temperature of like, okay, with this next Fed rate hike coming or in September, and then also the projection for the upcoming months, where's their head at, what they're going to do, so that can help trigger, because the people that can, so the bond market and the stock market listen to all that. And also it's really important for us to know like what they're going to do with that piece, especially since you have Fed presidents and Fed chairs like Bostic coming out making comments. And then this morning you had Loretta Muster coming out, who has been known to be a flip-flopper. And so it's just been really interesting to hear what that feedback was. So basically he came out and he just talked about the pain. He talked about the pain that we would see in the US and that the everyday person would see as they fight through this inflation. So right now we are projected for the 75. Bostic came out and he is the Atlanta chair, and he came out saying on CNBC, oh no, I'm thinking 50. And then after the November one, that'll be the last one. And then it was signaling they might take a pause, which was actually not a good thing at all for the bond market, because that signals that the Fed won't do everything they need to do to fully combat inflation. And then that is really bad news for long-term long-term securities like mortgage-backed securities. So that started affecting the bond market in a negative way. Fed, when Powell came out and did a speech on Friday, that affected everything in a negative way, because he didn't come out with a concrete plan of this is the action plan. This is what we're doing. We're combating inflation. This is how we're going to get there. And so it just didn't have that vote of confidence that it needed to really make the bond market feel secure and have confidence in what the Fed's doing. So right now, the bond market, MBS security, mortgage-backed securities are, kind of going the other way a little bit after we saw a nice decrease with the last Fed rate hike. So, rates have gone up a little bit, but overall they're down since June. I mean, it's kind of looking at under a microscope versus like big picture at this point. But the Fed members just need to, I don't know, think about what they say before they come out and say it.
Well, I mean, look, it doesn't help that we talk about this. I don't want to get political, but every week we're passing another bond or bill or executive order that's actually doing the opposite of what the Fed's doing. I mean, they don't work together. So you have the Fed doing everything it can to help combat inflation. And then we're like, oh, let's spend another $2 trillion on this, or let's spend another $2 trillion on that. And only 800 million for student loan forgiveness. Ian and I talked about this last week. So like all of those things don't help as well, right? Those aren't like a vote of confidence. But Roland, get as political as you want here. Go ahead, man.
Just take the floor.
Yeah, go for it, man.
The common thing here, of course, is Newsom, right? We get a lot of people that are Newsom haters. Not a big political guy myself, but yeah, I mean, you guys would hear more, I guess, chatter than I do, to be honest, in terms of like California, because I'm born and raised here, heard it all, hear it on a daily basis. So not too much on my end, to be honest. I mean, obviously we have Biden's thing going with, is it good or bad for the economy with that? I mean, we all kind of know the answer to that. We all know about, student loan forgiveness and stuff like that. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts as Texans in what we deal with here in California.
What specifically? What do you mean what we deal with? Give me something that you want to talk about.
I would say ultimately the decisions that really our governor or what you hear that the decisions made here in California.
So last week I remember seeing an article talking about they approved where every new construction home moving forward will have to be all electric. Is that true? And tell me about that and how you feel about that.
Very true. As you guys know, we're super over the top on everything, I would say, here in California. So the crime decisions rolling. So I mean, yeah, it's true. Like, there's no fireplaces are a thing of the past, right? It's not happening anymore.
Well, you can't
I
even
mean,
have
they
a
have electric
fireplace.
fireplaces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
Wait,
that real
wait,
thing.
hold
I need
on.
that real flame though.
California can't have fireplaces anymore.
Wood burning it's out, dude. Totally gone.
What if you live in the Central Valley and that's like your primary heat source?
The Central Valley. You mean like where it's hot as hell?
Well, have you been in the winter in the Central Valley? I have.
Like,
It's cold
we're
as
not.
crap.
We're never dipping below like 50 degrees, like 55 at the most.
But like Central
no, I
Cali,
mean,
like it gets down to freezing in the winter. Like there's farmers out there that burn fields. Like what is that like?
Jeremy, it doesn't
You can't
matter.
do that.
You don't get fireplaces, okay?
you're done.
No,
dude. It's over.
Just no fireplaces.
We're doing
Yeah,
everything we
fireplaces.
can.
Wood burning.
Fireplaces.
No,
They
so,
do
all right,
fire
so
pits outside.
let me tell you something interesting. So I'm going through a full house remodel. He's gone. I'm going through a full house remodel in my house right now. I decided to keep, even though it would have been a little bit better for the layout of the house, I decided to keep the 1950s wood burning fireplace because I think down the road it's going to be one of those things where if I do sell or whatever happens, people are going to say, "Ooh."
You mean like a car that makes noise?
Right,
Yeah, I get
exactly.
I get
Look
it.
at this unique thing. Yeah. So, I mean, and then you guys also heard about, I don't know if this is worldwide or I'm pretty sure it is. I doubt it's just California, but banning all, which has been in the works, banning all motorized car sales by 2035?
Yeah, that's pretty commonplace.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
pretty
places are starting
stupid.
to do
But go
that.
ahead. I mean, like even Elon's putting out stuff saying, "Hey, we can't just ban fossil fuels in 10 years, whatever." Like the dude who has actually created a electric car that is highly used is saying like, "Hey, you can't go fully from gas to electric like that. It just doesn't happen."
He's talking about other things, other sectors. They're not able, like farm equipment. They're not going to go.
Well, exactly. How are you going to get an all electric crop duster?
I mean,
I'm sure Elon
it'll
has it.
happen. It's just not there yet.
Yeah, it just
And I think
doesn't
that's the
happen yet.
point. Like everybody else moves so slow.
Yeah,
That's a great point. Have you guys ever been to San Francisco? Anybody? Any?
Yeah,
Sarah,
I was.
Oscar?
Yeah.
sure.
Wait. Are we talking positives or negatives? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go with that?
So this is what I want. I mean, to me, I'm not a San Francisco person. That's why I sell East Bay. I'm not. I maybe go out there for events when they have some cool stuff out there, 3 times a year, and it's only 45 minutes for me. But yeah, personally, not a big fan.
Thanks for watching this short of the Real Migos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.